Hey everybody, I'm Taylor from Team Scrubout, and this past weekend I got 25th, top 32 at the Columbus, Ohio Regional. I've been pretty slacking in terms of competitive play this season, and it felt really good to finally get my invite after just basically grinding out a bunch of One Piece. So I'm going to get into the card by card, show you what I play, and do the shoutouts at the end. So I played Kashtira. Shout out to Luke Tyler from the EU. He was winning a lot of events, and I took some inspiration from him. So 3 Unicorn, the best 1-card starter, Fenrir, and then 3 Rise Heart. I play 3 for consistency. I really like this card. Drawing it plus Birth or it plus Theosis basically accomplishes all that you want to do. 1 and 1. This guy you need can help out a lot of big things, and this guy searches your trap. I really like this. Being able to get up Birth and Prep, especially under D-Shifter, is crazy because you just usually end on 4 monsters, and just it's so much follow-up and so much additional disruption. I play 3 Theosis. This card is why I didn't top 8, is because I drew 2 of it when I sided one of them out in the final game of round 9, and that wasn't a fun time, but this card's really strong. The stronger card, Birth, the effect to banish 3 out of the graveyard a lot of people forget about, and honestly is why it won me a lot of games versus Fire King. 4 field spell, searches you whatever you need, and the Popless Shangri-Ira comes up a lot and people forget about it sometimes. What's kind of obscure is that I'm playing 1 pot of Desires alongside the 3 Prosperity. I just wanted this alongside another tech card that I play, 2 Talents, to give me a rounded 6 number worth of draw cards. Because a lot of times, like, the deck can play through hand traps, but you want consistency to be able to get to what you need. Even though Droll is pretty relevant in the format, I felt like these were super impactful. This, especially post-side digging for your board breakers, is really strong, and a lot of people don't see this coming. That +2 a lot of the time can just bait out an Ash Blossom and let you resolve the rest of your combo. Now, besides the 2 talents, for non-engine, I also played, of course, the reason to play this deck, 3D Shifter, then pretty standard 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, and then the obscure ones were 2 Bell and 1 Mourner. Because of Fire King and Labyrinth, I figured these cards were going to be really good this format, and this was just one additional spot that I had that I didn't want to play Veiler because it conflicts with D-Shifter, but I just wanted 6 level 3 tuners I could also use to make Baron, and this actually came up a lot versus Fire King. I try to save it for the Promethean Princess on my turn to stop that disruption, as well as the Flamberge summon back effect is really impactful. D-Shifter honestly only won me about 2 games the entire tournament. Field Center, funny nib token, shout out to TDT Gaming on Facebook, and then 2 tokens for the combo in the extra deck. Extra deck, 1 Shangri-Ira, you only really need 1. Red Ice Flare Metal, honestly this just puts a lot of pressure on people after you've gone second and put a lot of damage into them. This guy everybody used to play 2, you only really need 1 now because the rest of your extra deck is kind of teched out for your combos that you're doing. The other best going second card, I used all 4 of these cards the whole weekend. They're all really good in their respective scenarios that come up, and honestly a lot of the time you're using your main deck monsters and not these all the time unless you're already in a winning scenario. Sky Crisis and Zeus, I only used this like once or twice, and I used this once. They're mostly there just as flexibility options. Like this is just really good versus grindy games in Labyrinth and cards that are hard to deal with. The main combo of the deck, the Draco Sack, that goes into your double Link Spider, into your G Golem, into this guy, or if you're going second, after you make this guy, you can make Access Code. Basically a simple 2 7s on the field without using Theosis gets you to this line, lets you draw a card. And then with your extra bodies, usually you have 1 extra extender with the Scareclaw Cache to make either your IP or your SP if you're more afraid of Nibiru. And then another way to play around Nibiru is our good friend Baron de Fleur. I made this 4 times, I think, the tournament, and every time I made it, I won that game. So may try to experiment with more level 3s or maybe even a small punk package to try to make this more often, because honestly, This card is just really, really strong. On to the side deck. So one of the most impactful cards of the deck, 2 different Dimension Ground. I figure with a lot of combo decks running around, and the fact that D-Shifter is already really strong into the format, that this would be a good choice. Other people played other tech cards for going first, but I found that this one was really, really strong. I might test some other things in the future. And then because I have one last spot in the extra deck, or in the side deck, I play the 1 Solemn Judgment. Just a really, really strong, powerful going first card. An additional Ghost Spell, just because you want 3 versus decks matchups that it's really strong against. 3 Droll, not as used as I expected it to be this weekend. More against me than me using it against my opponents, but it is really good into Kashtira and Dragon Link and some rogue crazy combo matchups. I know there was actually a couple of Runic decks running around the event that I was glad that I would have these in my deck if I saw them. Power going second cards, 2 Thrust. I just like the number because it lets me play a lot of strong cards, and 3 of this, I guess if I'm main decking it is correct, but just my side deck worked out this way. 3 Evenly, sided this in a lot, never really used it, only saw it like once or twice, but it was impactful when I did see it. 1 Harpies and 2 Lightning Storm. Honestly, I feel like the Evenlies probably should have just been Cosmics, because it would have been better as an additional side and target for basically everything in the meta, whether it be Kashtira or Unchained or Fire King, and then I'd probably leave these the same for just some good choices against Labyrinth alongside the Bell. So that's about it for the deck. Performed pretty well. Only missed out on top 8 because my deck bricked in the final round on Ash, Theosis, Imperm, and then I draw basically 2 additional hand traps that didn't let me do anything. But 25th place, still really, really proud of myself. Glad that I show up. And yeah, really happy to represent Team Scrubout. Shoutouts, start off with the SCG Hobby Travel Crew, Richard, Nick, Noah, Christian, Brian, and Casey, who actually traveled with me. Of course, shout out to the cameraman and team manager and player, Nick. My other teammates, Brandon, Andy, Pleiades, and shout out to all my One Piece boys, Jeremy, Jordan, and Jared. And don't forget to check out our affiliate link with Rogue Energy Drinks. Use code TSO, all capitalized, for 10% off.